Hello! Today is day 18 of our Advent journey. It's also Friday, and that means that Christmas is now just 1 week away. Now, don't panic. There's still time to get it all done. But I hope in the midst of all the busyness that you can take a brief pause here and consider yet another devotional thought in preparation for worshiping Jesus at Christmas. So, let's all take a deep, cleansing breath. Try to relax, and let's see what our Advent calendar has for us today. I'm looking for number 18. Okay, here it is. On the left side, the lower left-hand quadrant, behind the wise man with the red headgear there, and on that palm branch. Let's see what our scripture is for today. All right, now we see King Herod from Matthew chapter 2, verse 3. When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. When it says Herod was troubled, he's most likely reacting to the statement of the Magi that the one they were looking for was he who has been born King of the Jews. Herod would have interpreted this as a rival claimant to his throne, and his paranoia about this was legendary. He once had his favorite wife and her whole family murdered, including 2 of his own sons, because of his suspicions that they might usurp him. This was not a man who tolerated any opposition, nor was he squeamish about using deadly force to impose his will. He proves this later in the story when he orders the massacre of all male children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem. It also says that all Jerusalem was troubled with him. Why? Why were they troubled? Certainly not because they were sympathetic to his feelings. On the contrary, Herod was extremely unpopular in Jerusalem. He wasn't Jewish, and he had been appointed by the Roman government against their wishes. He was also a brutal and unpredictable despot. Now, the reason they were troubled is because they knew the kinds of things that they would have to suffer simply because Herod was troubled. It seems like some people are still troubled by the Christmas story to this day. That's one reason why some get irate if you say to them, Merry Christmas, and insist that you use the generic Happy Holidays instead. Some have even gone to the point of filing lawsuits to have a nativity scene removed from the courthouse square. They don't seem to mind Santa Claus so much, but they sure don't want to see baby Jesus in a manger. Why does Christmas bother them so much? The only reason I can think of is because of the implications the story carries with it. You see, if someone acknowledges that God sent his Son to earth to save people from their sins, then they also have to acknowledge that this world has a sin problem, and that includes them. To be honest, they're not wrong. But this troubles them. And then we are troubled in response because we feel like we have to fight back to save Christmas from being relegated to a commercialized, secular holiday devoid of all religious meaning. All this trouble doesn't exactly help if we're trying to cultivate an attitude of worshipfulness. But these things are important. We don't want the word Christmas or the details of the story it refers to removed from the public consciousness. At the same time, I'm also convinced that no one will be spiritually impacted by the Christmas message through political machinations or legal wrangling. We have to find a way not only to stand up for Christmas, but also to exemplify what it means through our actions. These are complicated issues, and there is no simple solution. Not one that I can think of anyway. But I would encourage you to give some thought to how we can represent the Jesus of Christmas to people who are troubled by the implications of the story in a way that, instead of stirring up greater trouble, fosters worship and grace and love. It's not an easy goal to achieve, but it is one that is surely worth the effort. If you can think of anything, please post your comments below or drop us a note and let us know. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.